Hi friends! So I wanted to make a video about how I can sew now. So the scoop is that I stopped sewing because I thought I was allergic to fabric dust, and I developed a bump inside of my nose, and I thought really scary things about it, and so I stopped sewing. But now I actually can start sewing again, and I'm just going to tell you everything why I can start again. So over the summer, I collected a lot of old pieces of clothing, and I decided to upcycle them and cut them up. But the thing is, I didn't really properly wash them in hot water to get rid of all the dust mites. So all the clothes I was sewing had dust mites growing on them, which kind of sounds disgusting, but that's the truth. And so that's why I started sneezing so much. Like, even in bed, I would sneeze because I slept like right next to my sewing machine and the table where I sewed. And so, yeah. And then, um, um, I I thought either I had some kind of nasal tumor or nasal polyps, and when I went to the doctor, he told me I actually didn't have nasal polyps at all, and that I actually had a deviate septum, and I think that's probably because I blow my nose too hard because I've never been punched in the nose. So yeah, so the deviate septum, it's not a nasal polyp, it's not a tumor. And he told me he put the camera all the way down my nose just to check if there was anything growing in my throat. So, no, nothing there. So, we're good. Um, and then I got a blood test done, and I think I have it on me right now. The open. The results of my blood test. Um, and so I am all clear for anything that's outside related, which I am so glad for because I work outside in the school garden. So I actually really love nature and I wouldn't want to be allergic to anything outside. But I am allergic to dermatophagoid peronesinus D1 IgE and dermatophagoid Fahrenheit IgE. So I'm allergic to those things, which basically are dust mites. So they grow eating our dead skin, and they grow basically most of the time in fabric. And one of the ways to get rid of them, which I am now gonna start doing, is to wash everything in hot water. Um, yeah, and if you're wondering why I just like all of a sudden said that like I was going to like stop sewing, it's because when I went to the school doctor, he actually like told me he like put a flashlight up my nose and he was like, "You have nasal polyps." And I was like, "Okay." And he literally misdiagnosed my face. Like, what the heck? So that's why I said that I would stop sewing because I trusted the doctor, which I shouldn't have done. So, yeah, I guess that's a life lesson. You should always get a second opinion, or you should just see a doctor who specializes in whatever you're going to base a life decision around, like not sewing. So now I am going to start sewing, and I even started an Etsy shop so that I can sell my clothes. So I'm getting rid of the Petite Please website, and I am just going to start using Etsy because it's just a lot easier for me. Yeah, and so thank you, and thanks. And so I guess this is just like my special announcement that I'm gonna start sewing again. Okay. Mwah.